5 years into the marriage, the couple's incompatibility and age difference of 12 years became visible and damaging. In 1986, Dinah began a relationship with Major James Hewitt, the family's former riding instructor, and in the same year, Charles resumed his relationship with his former girlfriend Camilla Parker Bowles. The media speculated that Hewitt, not Charles, was Harry's father based on the alleged physical similarity between Hewitt and Harry. But Hewitt and others have denied this. Harry was born 2 years before Hewitt and Dinah began their affair. By 1987, cracks in their marriage had become visible, and the couple's unhappiness and cold attitude towards one another were being reported by the press, who dubbed them the Glums, due to their evident discomfort in each other's company. In 1989, Dinah was at a birthday party for Camilla's sister, Annabel Elliott, when she confronted Camilla about her and Charles' extramarital affair. These affairs were later exposed in 1992 with the publication of Andrew Morton's book, Dinah, Her True Story. The book, which also revealed Dinah's allegedly suicidal unhappiness, caused a media storm. In 1991, James Colthurst conducted secret interviews with Dinah in which she had talked about her marital issues and difficulties. These recordings were later used as a source for Morton's book. During her lifetime, both Dinah and Morton denied her direct involvement in the writing process and maintained that family and friends were the book's main source. However, after her death, Morton acknowledged Dinah's role in writing the tell-all in the book's updated edition, Dinah, Her True Story. In her own words, the Queen and Prince Philip hosted a meeting between Charles and Dinah and unsuccessfully tried to effect a reconciliation. Philip wrote to Dinah and expressed his disappointment at the extramarital affairs of both her and Charles. He asked her to examine their behavior from the other's point of view. Philip was direct and Dinah was sensitive. She found the letters hard to take, but nevertheless appreciated that he was acting with good intent. It was alleged by some people, including Dinah's close friend Simone Simmons, that Dinah and her former father-in-law, Prince Philip, had a relationship filled with tension. However, other observers said their letters provided no sign of friction between them. Philip later issued a statement, publicly denying the allegations of him insulting Dinah. During 1992 and 1993, leaked tapes of telephone conversations reflected negatively on both Charles and Dinah. Tape recordings of Dinah and James Gilby were made public in August 1992, and transcripts were published the same month. The article, Squidgy Gate, was followed in November 1992 by the leaked Camilla Gate tapes. Intimate exchanges between Charles and Camilla, published in the tabloids. In December 1992, Prime Minister John Major announced the couple's amicable separation to the House of Commons. Between 1992 and 1993, Dinah hired voice coach Peter Settlin to help her develop her public speaking voice. In a videotape recorded by Settlin in 1992, Dinah said that in 1984 through to 1986, she had been deeply in love with someone who worked in this environment. It is thought she was referring to Barry Manaki, who was transferred to the Diplomatic Protection Squad in 1986 after his managers had determined that his relationship with Dinah had been inappropriate. Dinah said in the tape that Manaki had been chucked out from his role as her bodyguard, following suspicion that the two were having an affair. Penny Junor suggested in her 1998 book that Dinah was in a romantic relationship with Manaki. Dinah's friends dismissed the claim as absurd. In the subsequently released tapes, Dinah said she had feelings for that someone, saying, "I was quite happy to give all this up, and just to go off and live with him." She described him as the greatest friend she has ever had, though she denied any sexual relationship with him. She also spoke bitterly of her husband, saying that he made me feel so inadequate in every possible way, that each time I came up for air he pushed me down again. Charles' aunt Princess Margaret burned, highly personal, letters that Dinah had written to the Queen Mother in 1993. Biographer William Shawcross considered Margaret's action to be understandable, as she was protecting her mother and other members of the family, but regrettable from a historical viewpoint. Although she blamed Camilla Parker Bowles for her marital troubles, Dinah began to believe her husband had also been involved in other affairs. In October 1993, Dinah wrote to her butler Paul Burrell, telling him that she believed her husband was now in love with his personal assistant Tiggy Legg Burke, who was also his son's former nanny, and was planning to have her killed, to make the path clear for him to marry Tiggy. Legg Burke had been hired by Charles as a young companion for his sons while they were in his care, and Dinah was resentful of Legg Burke and her relationship with the young princes. Prince Charles sought public understanding via a televised interview with Jonathan Dimbleby on 29 June 1994. In the interview, he said he had rekindled his relationship with Camilla in 1986 only after his marriage to Dinah had irretrievably broken down. In the same year, Dinah's affair with James Hewitt was exposed in detail in the book Princess in Love by Anna Pasternak, with Hewitt acting as the main source. Dinah was evidently disturbed and outraged when the book was released, although Pasternak claimed Hewitt had acted with Dinah's support to avoid having the affair covered in Andrew Morton's second book. In the same year, the News of the World claimed that Dinah had made over 300 phone calls to the married art dealer Oliver Haw. These calls were proven to have been made both from her Kensington Palace apartment and from the phone box just outside the palace. According to Haw's obituary, there was little doubt she had been in a relationship with him. However, Dinah denied any romantic relationship with Haw, whom she described as a friend, and said that a young boy was the source of the nuisance calls made to Haw. She was also linked by the press to rugby union player Will Carling and private equity investor Theodore J. Forstmann. Yet these claims were neither confirmed nor proven.